Hello, investors and traders, and welcome to this week's Technical Tuesday, where we're focusing on how to identify and trade cycles. This is something that some of you are familiar with, while the majority of folks that I run into have no clue on how to use their cycle lines or how to identify cycles or even how to trade them. In order to understand how cycles work, we have to go back and recall some of what we learned in science class many years ago, where the teacher may have showed you this sine wave cycle. This is a perfect cycle where we have the half cycles and we have that on more or less a timeline. And when we're looking at charts, you have to understand that we use oscillating indicators. We use the commodity channel index. We also use the stochastic oscillator, and we use those to generate buy and sell signals. The concept is pretty simple. Here you have the stochastic, which looks very similar to that sine wave we just looked at. With the stochastic oscillator, we have some horizontal lines here that measure the scale. The bottom line is 20. On the scale from 0 to 100, it's 20. And on the upper end of that scale is 80. So when the stochastic oscillator drops below 20, that's considered oversold. But the buy signal doesn't take place until the K, which is the blue, crosses the red, which is the %D. So those are the buy signals. On the other side of that, we sell when the oscillator gets above 80, and the lines then cross. So this will take you a little bit of practice in learning how to use the stochastic oscillator. We'll get to that in another session of Technical Tuesday. My point is that I want to show you how we're trading the cycles and how to use some of the tools to identify the cycles. You have to remember that our whole existence revolves around cycles and seasons and weather patterns and such. And you can see that these are some of the industries that are affected in each one of the seasons. Winter, obviously, we get a lot of holiday shopping. We get snowstorms. People tend to go on diets on New Year's Day. That's their resolution. It's also the season for flus and colds and such. So think about some of the industries that would be affected by the winter changes. Well, we could look at some of the retailers perhaps during holiday shopping. We could look at some of the industries that are affected by snowstorms, perhaps Generac, very similar to hurricane season in the summer, which we'll get to in a moment. You could look at any of the weight loss companies. You could look at the pharmaceutical companies. You see, so you have to look at each season and determine which industries are going to be affected by the changes in the seasons. And then what you do is you go to your charts and you start looking for the actual cycles and the price action. Now, living in Florida, we're very familiar with hurricanes. In fact, just yesterday, we had a tropical storm hit, which is the reason why I had to delay putting this video out. And off to the right here is that little blue dot. That's where I'm located, actually. And so we get a lot of hurricane action in the summer. Well, you have to think about that in how these weather cycles are going to affect different industries. And it's quite widespread. When you look at farmers, their crops tend to get damaged, especially in Florida. You look at clamming and fishing. We live in a clamming capital here in the southeast. And when we get hurricanes, it totally destroys the clam bed. So, think about that. When crops or produce is destroyed, what does that do to the price? Well, lack of supply causes the prices to go up. In the summer, especially, insurance companies tend to go down because they're paying out on damages that were caused by these hurricanes. And of course, tourism is affected, and we'll get to some of the stocks that are affected by the cycles in tourism as well. Now, this is Home Depot, a company that everyone is familiar with. Now, this is a weekly chart going back 3 years, and I'm going to show you how Home Depot has a definite cycle. Off to the right here on the top, you have a button that says drawings. This is for the Think or Swim folks. If you use a platform, anything other than Thinkorswim, you're going to have to hunt and peck to see where the cycle tools are. On Thinkorswim, you go down to the drop-down menu here, go to the right, and right at the bottom, second from the bottom, is the cycle brackets. So you click on that, and your cursor now becomes the cycle tool. What I like to do is go to the beginning of hurricane season, which actually starts on June 1st and ends on November 30th. It's important that you remember that because that's a 6-month window where many stocks are affected by the hurricane season. So I take my cursor here and I go to the first week in June. That's June 5th right there. I'm going to drop the line right there and I'm going to draw it out to the next June low. And that's going to be right around there. You see that? So now you look at the cycle. Isn't it interesting how if you had bought Home Depot at the beginning of each hurricane season, you'll see that the stock did a great job rallying right into the beginning of that season, especially. Now, when you're trading cycles, let's say, for instance, you go and buy Home Depot, you can't just buy and hold it all the way to November without protecting your buy order or your long position. You have to use trailing stops when you do this because obviously here in September and into October, right before November, the stock just crapped out. And so you have to protect yourself right there. Looking again at the next hurricane season, you could see here that the stock did a great job rallying all the way into November right here. This would have been a great time to get in. And again, you're still protecting yourself by putting stops either below the 20-period moving average, or what you could do is you could draw the trend line in that cycle and then put your stop somewhere below the trend line to protect any profits at that point. Looking at this year so far, we have a little bit of a dip, and at the end of the month of June and into July, you could see that we got this hard pivot. We'll have to see whether or not this cycle continues and whether or not that was a good call. But either way, you're protecting your position after you buy, and you're timing it to the beginning of the season or the cycle. Now, this is being dated intentionally. This is being recorded July 16th. And the reason I'm dating this is so that those who are looking at this video out there in the future can go back to their charts and see exactly what happened after the beginning of this hurricane season in 2025. And you'll see that the large majority of the time stocks will go up. Now, another stock that I like to trade in its cycle is Hershey. Now, this one is a little bit different because what we'll do here is we tend to buy when the season is reaching October, right? Why October 31st to be exact? Why do we buy in October? Because that's Halloween, and a lot of people buy candy during Halloween. And if you look here, you see at the beginning of October, here's the cycle again. You're going to look at that, and you're going to bring it from October to October right here, and you're going to see exactly what's happening. Again, another example as to why you have to protect yourself. Here, for instance, it was a beautiful buy in October, and that would have held out all the way throughout the rest of the year. Now, the cycle for Hershey is very interesting because you tend to buy in October, and I'll try to hold it for as long as I can, or unless the stop triggers and I get out. But I tend to hold it as long as I can right up until February 14th because that's Valentine's Day. And once that day hits, the stock tends to sell off. It's a regular cycle, and we have a lot of fun with this one. So here you had a nice entry point here. Here's another buy that would have been very beautiful. Here's another one that was just absolutely tremendous because this one topped out right in April here, and into May it pivoted lower. And you can see that especially option traders, they can have a lot of fun with a cycle like this in Hershey because you could buy calls, you could sell puts, you could do whatever you like. Here's one where if you would have bought it, you most likely would get it stopped out right away, and that would have been a loser. But you could see the majority of the time in these cycles, you would have made money. That's 80% of the time. And that number tends to come up quite often, not just with cycles, but with gaps and other formations and price patterns like bullish engulfing, bearish engulfing. The 80-20 rule is very popular. So again, here, 80% of the time, this would have worked tremendously well for you, and then you would have gotten stopped out at the beginning of October last year. We'll have to wait now to see what happens this October and whether or not that cycle will continue. One more stock that I like to look at is CCL. This is Carnival Cruise. People tend to go on cruises in the springtime, and that cycle tends to continue right into the beginning of summer, but not too far into summer. Think about why that might be the case, because of hurricanes. Again, people don't like to be on the open seas when there's 40-foot swells out there, and a lot of people get seasick with that. But again, looking at the cycle here, we could zoom in a little bit more. Here at the beginning of June, end of May, you come out and you look, and what do you have? This is, again, a perfect cycle. Remember, the beginning of June starts the cycle for this one, and every stock has a different cycle. So don't think that you're going to look at, let's say, Microsoft, and it's going to be the cycle starting in June. No, every stock has a different cycle, and that's what the cycle finder is for, is to go identify the cycle for that particular stock. Now here, look, you would have bought here, made money. Here you would have made money. Here you would have made money. Here you would have made a lot of money. Here you would have made even more money buying at the beginning of June, putting your stop in place and protecting any profits along the way. So that is how you trade cycles. Now, be sure you catch the live midweek report, because you have the ability to ask questions. You could put in ticker symbols. If you have a question about cycles, put it in there, and I'll look at the stock for you, and we could more or less continue this lesson into a live session. We are building that audience quite rapidly. We've only had 2 live reports go out. Nod and I are going to be talking about economic and geopolitical news and how that affects the market. We're going to be interacting with the audience. It only lasts for 30 minutes. It goes very, very quickly. So get in there about 5 minutes before the market closes, and right as soon as the market closes, we start our broadcast. We end at 4:30. And then we move on. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. You got a lot from it. If you did, hit the like button. Please hit the notification bell, because if you hit the notification bell, YouTube will let you know right before we start the live broadcast. You can look at it on your phone. You could look at it on your computer. If you have Bluetooth on your television, you can look at it on a Roku television, whatever is easier for you. But we're having a great time, and we thank you for helping us build our brand. Take care.